Good evening, guys, and welcome to tonight's episode. In the last one, I talked a little bit about sort of plateaus and why sort of you might hit a plateau. And it's also touched a little bit on sort of this metabolic almost adaptation that we get when we diet. And I want to talk a bit more about that tonight and why diet breaks in general are great and also how they can help to break these plateaus, okay? So we're going to try and keep this bit sort of short. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what happens when we diet. Basically, our body has lots of tricks up its sleeve, basically, that stop us from losing weight, or they make it harder for us to lose fat and weight, okay? A lot of these are around hormones. So, for example, our cortisol goes up, so we tend to retain water, okay? Next, leptin's a big one. So it has a lot of huge roles in the body, does leptin. And basically when we diet, leptin drops. Essentially, this means that our metabolic rate goes down, our hunger increases, we tend to get lethargic, our thyroid goes down, our testosterone goes down. A lot of things go a little bit wacky when leptin drops, basically, okay? Also, from a physiological perspective, the amount of calories that we burn goes down because we're eating less. As I mentioned, our BMR goes down because basically the smaller your body is, the less you weigh, the less calories you burn. The calories that we burn during exercise goes down, so our body becomes more efficient so that we burn less calories when we exercise. And also our NEAT drops, so basically the movement that we do all around the day, we have less of a drive to go and do it, again, because our body wants to save calories, okay? So as you can tell, a lot of things happen when we start to diet and we start to lose weight, okay? And it's all just the body's way of sort of making it harder for us to do so because, you know, it doesn't want us to lose weight. It sees dieting almost as prolonged starving. Okay, so how do diet breaks come into this? Firstly, you know, diet breaks are awesome because, let's be honest, dieting sucks. You know, it's tough, it's hard. You're going to be restrictive in some ways. If you can have a break from it every now and again, that's just going to do wonders for psychologically more than anything. But there's also physiological reasons, which I'll talk about in a minute. But just psychologically, it's just great to have a break from it, okay? Next, probably a big one, you can get to eat more food. You know, and that is a bonus at any point in any time, okay? So you get to eat more food. Maybe you can start bringing in some indulgences that you've been restricting for a while, again, which is always a bonus. And you'll do so, even though you'll be eating more food, if done right, you will be maintaining your weight. So you won't be gaining any weight. In fact, you may even lose some weight, which I'll talk about in a moment as well. Next, these diet breaks are awesome for resetting these adaptations. So all those adaptations and these tricks that the body has, diet breaks can help to reverse these. So for example, your metabolic rate will go up, you'll feel less hungry, you'll move around more, your thyroid will go up, you'll have more energy. Okay, so again, always a bonus. Next, like I mentioned before, you can actually lose weight whilst eating more on a diet break. And this is all to do with sort of cortisol and this water retention. So I touched on it a little bit in the last episode where when sort of we're dieting, we tend to retain water. And this can usually mask weight loss. So a lot of times we think we're in a plateau, but we're actually not. So, we, you know, for example, if you lost 5 pounds of fat, but you're retaining 5 pounds of water, the scale will not move. And it looks like you're not making any progress. However, when we go on a diet break and we eat more food, our cortisol drops and we can drop this water weight, okay? So you can actually lose weight during the break whilst eating more. Now, a lot of people will say, yeah, but it's only water weight. And that's true. However, what it does is it reveals the weight loss that you thought you didn't have, okay? So you thought you'd lost 5 pounds, but you couldn't see it because you were holding this water. So once you do the diet break and you get rid of the water, then you see the weight loss, okay? So, and you actually find that you actually, you know, your diet doesn't fail, your diet wasn't failing, you don't suck, and you actually were making progress. So it's a big sort of bonus for that. Nextly, I think it's great for adherence. So I think a lot of people tend, when they're dieting, to just say, right, we're going to diet, and we're going to keep dieting until we get to our weight or we die. Okay, I mean, obviously that's an exaggeration. But I think people don't really have a plan. And when you don't have a plan, you know, it's going to get tough. And this is when people go off fall off the wagon, and then, they come back on, and they go back on, and they go back off, and it's just this vicious cycle, okay? But if you plan a diet break in every now and again, I think it's great for adherence. So basically what I would say to you is, right, for the next 8, 12, 15 weeks, we're going to go hard. We're going to be consistent, we're going to be good, and we're really going to smash this and go hard. And then we're going to have a little break. And then you think, oh, okay. And then we're going to go hard again, and then we're going to have another little break. I think this is great because I think when it gets tough, which it will, and you feel like you're struggling, you know that you can just keep going because this break is coming up. Okay, and I think it's great in that sense just to keep you going when things get tough. And finally, probably the most important thing of all is it gives you invaluable experience at maintenance. As we know, most people lose weight most of the time. Like, losing weight normally isn't the problem. It's keeping the weight off. So what these diet breaks do is they give you a chance to get a bit of practice at eating more food and living your life whilst maintaining the weight that you're at. Because remember, we can lose weight, but it's keeping it off that people struggle with. And if you can get any experience at this and any practice at this before you get to your weight, the rest of your life where you maintain the weight will hopefully be easier because you've done it a bit before, okay? So, there's a quick one for tonight. I just wanted to touch on it and just show you sort of how these breaks are so good for so many things. So that'll be it for tonight. And then in the next video, I'm going to talk to you about how to implement these and how you can structure these into your life. Okay? So hopefully you got some value from that. If you did, please feel free to like, comment and share because I always appreciate it. If you are not watching this on my YouTube, do be aware I do have a channel. It's just my name, Nathan Bancroft. I put all my videos on there. Just a nice, easy way to see all the videos rather than scrolling through my feed. So feel free to check that out. Have a great evening, and I shall see you on the next video.